it doesn't matter how weak you are. If I put a fulcrum under a tire of a car, and it's going to end up having to be stronger than 2x4, but I put a lever under it. If I get long enough away,
Yeah.
I can pick the car up, like no matter what.
So when you're looking at people come into the gym and ways that they can figure out how to measure their success as they continue to move, 1 rep max is a way that we have seen it done.
So what is a 1 rep max for the people of the world?
So 1 rep max is the most amount of weight, say, that you could do in one particular thing. Like if I'm doing a back squat, my 1 rep max is 300 pounds. It's the most I can do.
That's it. The plus side of a 1 rep max is like going, yep, here's a number. I'll go in, I'll test it. If the number goes up, I'm getting stronger. If the number goes down, I'm getting weaker, right?
Yeah.
And so like on its face, that seems like a good metric, but there's a lot of problems with that, right? So like as we break it apart, one, what is a 1 rep max? Purportedly, it's supposed to be as much as your nervous system can control your muscles for a single movement, right? And so, well, let's say you go in on a Friday and you go in and you say, I'm going to do my back squat here. And you go in, you work up, you do 300 pounds. That's as much as you can move that day. Then on Saturday, this is in our hypothetical scenario here, like sans all recovery and everything else. Then on Friday, you go to a weightlifting meet, right? Or rather a powerlifting meet, and you go to do a 1 rep max squat there. Are you going to hit 300 pounds? Forget recovery.
Okay, forget recovery.
Friday in the gym, 300. Saturday at the powerlifting meet.
So everything I've ever seen is that when you're around a bunch of people and that response of the people around you, I make a joke, it's plus 5%.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to have this hormonal
easily
response.
5. Could be 10,
Yeah.
right? And so that's exactly right. So as soon as you start to get around other people, what's naturally going to happen is you're going to have this strong epinephrine, norepinephrine response, right? These adrenal hormones.
Yeah.
And now you're going to go from where you did 300 to 315, 320, 330. Okay, well, are you stronger?
No, if you were by yourself, that would feel incredibly hard.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a good metric in that it gives us something vaguely to point at, but already we can see that, hey man, what if my whole week was extra stressful this week, right? Like before I came to the gym that day, I was dealing with some extra stress at the office, right? Somebody's got me feeling some kind of way. And now I go to test it and I'm 5-10 pounds less than expected. I come in and hit 290. And now my thought process in the middle of this vast ocean is I'm getting nowhere.
Yeah.
Right? And the reality is like maybe you just didn't have as much of an adrenal response, right?
Sure.
And so like your 1 rep max, let's make it as simple as possible. Here's what it looks like. It is when all of your adrenal hormones come together, right? So you have this big flood of these neurotransmitters. And really what they do is they excite your nervous system to be able to release more chemicals at the site of your muscle. And now what's happening is, let's say I have 3 muscle fibers and this comes in and innervates all these, boom, and all 3 of them fire together and boom, I hit a 300-pound back squat, right? Well, if I go outside and take a 2x4 and I get a fulcrum and I shove it underneath my car and the lever arm is like this long, like I'm gonna push, car's not moving.
Nope.
Right? But it doesn't matter how weak you are. If I put a fulcrum under a tire of a car, and it's gonna end up having to be stronger than 2x4, but I put a lever under it. If I get long enough away, I can pick the car up, like no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Saying that the fulcrum holds and all these things,
Of
right?
course.
For all of the what abouts, right?
Yeah.
So if the leverage gets great enough, then I can move something. And so if I come in and do a 1 rep max back squat, I do a 300-pound back squat, and then I come in next time and I've been recomping my body. I'm a little bit leaner. I have less body fat, but the exact same muscle, exact same neurologic capacity. Everything's equal. I'm no more or less stressed. Everything's equal. And I'm not as much body fat. I'm going to lift less that day. Because what happens is all of my lever arms, right, with the fat has gotten smaller. So it's like the same amount of force is being applied down to lift the car, but the lever got shorter. Make sense?
Yeah.
And so like body fat will make you stronger. Bigger muscle makes you stronger, right? More adrenal response that day makes you stronger. more just literal focus in the moment, being able to innervate and control as much as possible makes you stronger. So it's a good vague metric, but it can't be the only way you think about it.